dear students, once again welcome to your online class. So today we will be going through the chapter, the chemical reaction, which is the 6th chapter in a chemistry textbook. So coming to the chemical reaction, we have already learned about it in class 7 and class 6 as well. So in our day-to-day life, we see many kind of changes, like some changes are permanent in nature and some are temporary in nature. So the changes which are permanent and which are irreversible, and we can also say that in which the two of the compound or the element combines together to completely form a new substance is known as a chemical reaction. Okay. So in this chapter we will be dealing with these points which I have written in a blackboard. We will be reading what is a chemical reaction, what are the necessary conditions for the chemical reactions to occur. We will also learn what is an endothermic and an exothermic process. Then we will learn about the 4 types of chemical reaction, that is the combination, decomposition, the single displacement and the double displacement, and we will also learn what is oxidation and reduction. And 6th point we will learn what is redox reaction, and finally we will learn the 4 kind of oxide, that is the basic oxide, acidic oxide, the neutral oxide and a amphoteric oxide. So to begin with the first one, the chemical reaction, so they are the one which are irreversible, in which two of the elements or the compound it combines to form a completely new substance. For example, the reaction of a sodium with a chlorine, it gives us a sodium chloride, NaCl. And what is this? This sodium chloride is a common salt. Okay, now we know that the common salt is eatable. Okay, so everyone eats the common salt in our everyday life, but if you think about the two reactants, okay, so sodium, it's a very dangerous metal. It's an explosive metal. As soon as it comes in contact with the water or a moisture, it explodes. And chlorine, it's a very poisonous gas. Okay, so here we see that an explosive metal combines with a poisonous gas to give something which is neither explosive nor poisonous. Okay, so this kind of reaction in which completely a new substance are formed is known as a chemical reaction. Now, there are certain necessary conditions for the chemical reaction to occur. So what are the reactions? So the first one, so they must be in a physical contact. Okay, so the first necessary condition is the two of the reacting substances or the two of the reactants, it must be in a physical contact. And sometimes the chemical reactions occur only when the reactants are in the solution form. Okay, so the second necessary condition is sometimes the two of the reactants, they must be in a solution form. The third one is sometimes the chemical reactions occur only in the presence of heat. Okay, so the two reactions like the formation of ammonia, so the nitrogen combines with the hydrogen only when a heat energy is supplied to it to form a ammonia gas. Another is some of the chemical reaction, it requires light. For example, the process of photosynthesis. The photosynthesis, it cannot take place in the absence of light. So some of the chemical reactions requires light. Now some requires a catalyst. Okay, so now what is a catalyst? The catalyst is the chemical substances that enhances the rate of chemical reaction. Sometimes it reduces the rate of chemical reaction also. So the catalysts are of two kinds. The positive catalyst which can increase the rate of chemical reaction, and the negative catalyst which will decrease the rate of chemical reaction. So some chemical reactions take place only in the presence of catalyst. Like another electricity, or we can simply call it a current also. So some chemical reaction like the process of electrolysis, it occurs only in the presence of electricity. Some occurs in the presence of high pressure. Okay, so some chemical reaction occur only when a high pressure is applied to the reactant. So these are some of the necessary conditions required for the chemical reactions to occur. That means the two of the reacting substance must be in a physical contact. Sometimes it must be in a solution form. Sometimes a heat energy is required. Sometimes a light is required. Sometimes the catalyst is required. Some chemical reaction occurs only when the electricity is passed through it. Some occurs only when a high pressure is applied to it. So now coming to the heat. Okay, now to understand the third topic, that is the exothermic and endothermic reaction. So the chemical reaction in which the heat energy is absorbed. Okay, so I'll write here itself. So in which the heat is absorbed is known as a endothermic chemical reaction. Okay, so what is the endothermic chemical reaction? The endothermic chemical reactions are the one in which the heat energy is absorbed. And whenever some chemical reaction occurs, the heat energy is given out. Such chemical reactions are known as exothermic. So when heat is given out, or we can call the heat is evolved. So such chemical reactions are known as a exothermic chemical reaction. Exo means outward and endo means it's inward. So the reaction in which the heat is taken in is known as an endothermic chemical reaction or the endothermic process, and the one in which the heat energy is given out is known as a exothermic chemical reaction. Okay, and you also from your book you learn at least 2 examples of the endothermic and 2 examples of the exothermic chemical reaction. Now coming to the 4th point, types of chemical reactions. So there are various types of chemical reactions, but here I have mentioned only few of them, okay, and which is there in your book. So the first one is the combination reaction. So the name itself suggests that in a combination chemical reaction, the two of the elements, it combines to form a third product, a completely new product. Like generally I can write for the combination reaction like if A and B are the two combining reactants, it combines to give me AB. Example is a sodium chloride. Sodium and a chlorine combines to form a sodium chloride. So such chemical reactions in which the two reactants combine to form one single product is known as a combination reaction. Now the second one is the decomposition reaction. So decomposition reaction is the just opposite of combination. In this one compound, okay, when heated or when a light energy falls on it or when the electric current is passed, it breaks into two of the combining elements or the constituent element. Okay, for example, copper oxide. When strongly heated, it forms a copper and a oxygen. Okay, so the reaction in which a single compound breaks into two or sometimes more than two, such reactions are known as decomposition reaction. Now the third, coming to the single displacement reaction. So in this kind of reaction, what happens? The more reactive element, it displaces a lesser reactive element. Like if I have AB, okay, AB combining with a C. So in this case, what happens? If C is more reactive than B, so what happens? The C will go and displace B. So I'll get AC plus B. Hence B is displaced. So such kind of chemical reaction is known as single displacement reaction. So the example of this you can go it into your book. Now coming to the double displacement reaction. So double displacement means here the displacement will occur 2 times. Like if I have 2 compounds AB plus CD. Okay, so in this case what happens? The D and B, they will get interchanged. D will displace B and B will displace D. Okay, so I'll get A, B plus B, C. Okay, so this kind of reaction is known as a double displacement reaction, where the displacement of the element occurs 2 times. Now coming to the 5th point, the oxidation and reduction. You must be knowing what is the oxidation and reaction, but for one more time, the oxidation is the process or the chemical reaction in which the oxygen is added. Okay, so the oxidation means, so we can say the oxidation is the process in which either the oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed, or we can call the removal of electron as also the oxidation. And then we have a reduction. So reduction means just the opposite of oxidation. If the oxygen is removed or the hydrogen is added or even the electron is added. Okay, this process is known as reduction. So you can define oxidation is a process in which either the oxygen is added or the hydrogen is removed or the losing of electron is also known as oxidation. But whereas the reduction is a process in which either the oxygen is removed or the hydrogen is added or the gaining of an electron is also known as reduction. Now coming to the 6th point, the redox reaction. So the redox reactions are the one in which the oxidation and the reduction takes place simultaneously. Understood? So what is the redox reaction? The redox reaction is the one in which the oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. Now coming to the 7th point mentioned in this board, oxides. So what are the oxides? So whenever the metals or the non-metal reacts with the oxygen, that is known as a oxide. So now when the oxygen reacts with a non-metal, okay, then the oxide form is known as a acidic oxide. So non-metallic oxides are also known as a acidic oxide. Now coming to the basic oxide, what is a basic oxide now? The basic oxide, yes, and acidic oxides, the non-metallic oxide, they are known as the acidic oxide because when such compounds are dissolved in water, the solution form is acidic in nature. Now coming to the basic oxide. So the basic oxide, what does it mean? Whenever the oxygen reacts with a metal, like when it reacts with the sodium, okay, we get Na2O, okay, a sodium oxide. So this sodium oxide is a basic oxide. So all the metallic oxides are known as a basic oxide. Why it is known as a basic oxide? Because sodium, when dissolved in water, it shows basic in nature. Now before coming to the amphoteric oxide, we'll talk about the neutral oxides. So what are the neutral oxides? So the neutral oxides are the one which when dissolved in water, okay, the solution form will neither be acidic nor basic in nature. So such oxides are said to be a neutral oxide. Now coming to the last point, the amphoteric oxide. The amphoteric oxides are the one which reacts with the acid to form salt and water, and it reacts with a base also to form salt and water. So the amphoteric oxide, when treated with the acid, it behaves like a base, and when treated with a base, it behaves like an acid. So that means the oxide which shows a dual nature, that means that of acid and as well as base, is known as a amphoteric oxide. So this is a very simple chapter, okay, but there are many chemical reactions for you to learn. So in what you will do is you will learn the definition of exothermic, endothermic, combination, decomposition, single displacement, double displacement, oxidation, reduction, amphoteric oxide, everything, but everything with a example, okay, with a balanced chemical equation as well. Okay, so if you do that much, so you are done, you will be done with this chapter. So now you are left with the exercise questions which I will help you to solve, and the syllabus for your third online unit test is completed. So dear students, please go through all the videos, and if you have any queries, you are always free to ask me. Thank you.